All right, there we go. Recording at the just chatting. It get a little crazy. All right, so to explain that, let me go ahead and get this open as well. Oh, I don't know why I forgot that. I got the whole shabam. So let me go ahead and put this down here. Boom. New drawing. There we go. Screen share. All right, there we go. Nah, that's hard. I don't even know what anime you just sent in. You did miss the baby shower thing. Ruben and Alan were like trading between who's winning and who's not. So that was a thing. All right, recording started. What's up, everybody? My name is Motivate Malik, aka Caleb Malik Grady, and I have spent since October 2022 studying business for about 5,240 hours and counting. I think I'm about to hit 5,300 hours soon in this year, but I've been studying nonstop since the whole 2023. I pretty much did that. Yeah, it should be gray, by the way. It should just be gray. I'll just write on it real quick so you can see that it's there. You go. Yeah, it should be gray. You should see that high. And then let me go ahead and go over to the main scene. So what we're gonna be going over today is how to find your calling. Since the only person who voted on how to find your calling is here, it wins by default, and I'm not going over the other stuff. So if you want to find out the other stuff, be here. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. You want to find out, be here, and then I'll answer questions as well. But the guy who voted on how to find your calling, we've already had a full-blown conversation, so there might not be any questions. But so I'm just putting that big disclaimer out. But let's go ahead and get it. So how to find your calling. Let's go ahead and see how to. I know my handwriting looks like, are you smarter than a third grader type handwriting, but bear with me. How to find you know what this is because I'm saying it out loud. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. This ain't writing class. This is how to find your calling class. So how to find your calling. How do we find our calling? All right. So the way we find our calling is with two things. Very, very simple. Two things. So how you find your calling, right? So we're gonna change this over. You grab red. Or actually, no, we're gonna use some different colors for this. We're gonna do green and yellow. We're gonna do a G14 green. I just like the G14. It just reminds me of like a G6, but better. So you're gonna grab your vertical, and then yellow. We're gonna use the FY1. Not that I know what that means. Oh gosh, no, we gotta use blue for this. All right. So, what does the blue mean? So, the blue over here. Let's zoom in. This is gonna be your passion, right? What is your passion? What you like. Your passion is what you like, right? All right. And so then what's the second one? What the heck is the second green line? All right. So the second green line is your proficiency. Pretend that actually spells proficiency. That's your proficiency. So what is your proficiency? It's what you are good at. So right here, your passion, what you like, and your proficiency, what you're good at. Right dead in the center. That's where your purpose, your calling is, you know, what you like and what you're good at. When those two cross, that circle is what you're supposed to be doing. And so let me break this down. So proficiency, what you're good at, right? The ability to learn allows you to get good at anything, first off. But there are some things that you are better at right now today than you are other things. And you know that intuitively because when you do it, you're like, it doesn't feel difficult. It feels almost close to just breathing air. It's just natural to do it, right? That's what mastery is. When you don't have to think about something in order to do it, that's how you know you've mastered tying your shoes. I couldn't tell somebody how I tied my shoes. I could just tie them. And then I would have to go back and do it again and actually tell you how I did it, right? That's proficiency. That's how you know. It comes naturally. You can learn. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get proficient at anything, right? You can get proficient at anything. But there are a set of things that you are naturally better at. And even that's not natural. It's just based on the zip code, your parents, and your life upbringing, right? Those are the skills that are imbued into you, right? And then we go over to passion. What is passion? So passion is literally what you like. So what do you like doing? What do you enjoy? What are the things that other people say is boring, but you enjoy doing? Now, how do you cultivate passion? It's not the same as proficiency because you can learn multiple skills for proficiency, but passion, on the other hand, is kind of like your appetite. You like what you eat. So whenever you're eating a certain type of food, you enjoy it more. Whatever you grew up on, you tend to stick to those foods that you enjoy that you grew up on. Some foods, though, do fall off over time because you've eaten them too much and you've grown bored, and that's normal. But a lot of your passion, a lot of y'all might want to, y'all gonna start covering your ears when I say this, but a lot of your passion is just your desire. And where does your desires come from? It comes from God. Simple as that. Whether you want a different answer, go to a different scientist. I ain't giving you a different one. That's the answer. And then you'll look around and realize that that is the truth. But then again, I also want you to test it. Don't test. Let me make a big disclaimer. Do not test God, but go test everything else that I just said. Go read the Bible on how to actually come to him yourself if you want to get that missing piece. But I'm telling you, the other pieces will help you get there. So passion is what you like, and what you like is what you eat. What you eat is what you consume. So social media. I consume a lot of CSGO. I consume a lot of football. I consume a lot of basketball. So I like those things because it's what I consume, right? And it turns over time, it turns into what you like. Like, for instance, for myself, I drunk like, I can't even count how many cups of black coffee I drank before I started liking it. But I can tell you, I absolutely hated the bitter taste of black coffee. It was the most disgusting thing I was drinking at the time. But I said, you know what? I know the health benefits are there. And my goal is not to make a certain amount of money, not to reach a certain body standard, like get a certain amount of size, not to have a certain type of relationship with my family. It's, I want to see how far I can go. So my goal is to max out my potential in my lifetime. So I want to make as much money as I possibly can. I want to be as healthy as I possibly can, and I want to love my friends and family as much as I possibly can. So that way, when I'm on my deathbed, I have no regrets. I don't, people always say like, "Oh, I drink a lot of stuff and I just get drunk and go do random things and I just act all wild. I go clubbing, because I'm going to die anyways." But that's the wrong question. It's not I'm going to die anyways, so what does it matter? It's how do I want to live? That's the real question. How do you want to live? So, when it comes to doing something better for yourself, you've got to change the wants, because people only do things for one reason. It's just because they want to. So if you don't want to, and it's not just like a black and white scenario either, it's a continuum. So for instance, you want to lose weight, but you also want to eat junk food, right? So I'm going to actually draw this out, right? You want to lose weight. I definitely spelled that wrong. As you can see, I was really thinking about the number 8, but and let me see. Let's get a red. But you also want to eat junk food, right? You want to lose weight, but you also want to eat junk food, right? So the problem that lies here is you want both, but how much do you want to do either? So how much do you want to do either? So you want to lose weight, but you also want to eat junk food. But because you want to eat junk food more than you want to lose weight, right? Because you want to eat junk food more than you want to lose weight, as we can clearly see here, right? We can clearly see here, right? You're going to eat junk food. That's the only reason you do it, is because you want to. That's the only reason anybody does anything, because they want to. Don't let anybody lie to you. That's it. There's only one reason. Do you want to come support me here, or do you want to do something else? Well, that depends. How much do you want this thing versus this thing? Right? So going back to passion, right? It's the same thing. How much do you want to change your bad habits to good habits? How much do you want to change what you like to something else, right? So all of these two things are interchangeable. You can still go for what you really want to do at the end of the day, right? It doesn't have to be stagnant. It's not just like you're set like a PC and you can never change the coding. You can always reprogram yourself at any moment in time. But currently, what are you good at? What do you like? Right in the middle where those two meet, that is your calling. And so that's what it is. So that's how to find your calling right here. And I'll go ahead and actually leave this as I'll probably make a PDF link or something, you know, or just save this for you guys somewhere. I'll do something for you guys. I'll put a link in the description, but that's how you do it. So since Kobe, you're the only one here right now. Have any questions? Or do you have a question on what questions should you ask? Okay, so you already knew about the calling. What's up, mama? Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, happy everything day. You started to do a little bit of drop shipping, but not too much, like a year and a half ago. Okay. Pay for a course. Courses are usually very helpful. True. You were so busy working that you never reached your potential. Oh, okay. So, do you want to know how to compress time frames? Like turn a month into a day? I was asking, did you want to know how to compress time frames? So you would turn your month into a week, your week into a day, your day into an hour. Because that kind of sounds like the problem that I see. You were working 13 hours a day and you were too busy and tired 5 days a week. Oh, okay, so it's probably not your main thing, anyways. You said not really. I was just too busy and tired. So you just slept weekend. So time wasn't the problem. It was your energy because of how long you worked. Okay. Hmm. Well, I mean that one's also a simple solution. Just work less. I'm not even joking. Like I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but that's genuinely the solution to that. Because it's if you don't even have an hour, then there's really not much you can do. You have to at least give yourself an hour back so that way you can start stacking up income, kind of like Clash of Clans, how you start building houses to produce gold, and then over enough time, that gold starts compounding on itself, and then you start making more money than your first house started making. You know, it's the exact same thing. Like if you're working all the days of your life, you're trading your time, which is infinitely more valuable than money, right? For a set amount of pay, and you're pretty much being held hostage, being forced to pay your own ransom. That's essentially what jobs do. Like if you allow it at least, because it's not the job's fault. It's just most times I've noticed a lot, and this was something that I was also told from my mentor Myron Golden, was that a lot of the times poor people value money so much that they'll trade all of their time for a little bit of money, and then whenever they buy something, it always feels expensive because they literally traded their time for money, so they're spending a piece of their life. So $20, if you only make $20 an hour, you're literally spending an hour of your life. And so that was one of the things that I was told that was like a mindset shift for me. And also I applied it from the games we played, like Clash of Clans and all the other types of games. Like you immediately, the goal in the games is to get as many resource building assets as possible in order to win the game or to build up more troops, right? So the goal of life is to build as many assets instead of liabilities. How much money do we have coming in versus how much money do we have going out, right? And I'm gonna actually do this too. So, have you ever heard of the Dead Sea? So, this sea was dead, right? You never heard of the Dead Sea? Okay, so let me go ahead. Dead Sea. Right here, it's a sea in the Middle East. So also known by other names, it's a landlocked sea lake, right? So the problem with the Dead Sea is actually, I'm glad we have a map here. Okay, I don't know why it's showing Orlando though. All right, there we go. So here's the Dead Sea. Here's an actual map of the Dead Sea. As you notice, right? Oh, my bad. I just realized I wasn't screen sharing the whole thing. So let me switch this. There we go. All right, so this is the Dead Sea right here. It's right next to Jerusalem and everywhere else, right? Its primary inflows is the Jordan River. Primary outflows is none. Notice this right here. It has no outflow, right? So think about the Dead Sea and just replace the Dead Sea with bank account. Right? Why is the Dead Sea dead? Because the Dead Sea only has, okay, I don't know what I just did. There we go. The Dead Sea only has a single inflow, and it doesn't have nowhere to go out. So if we replace the word Dead Sea with bank account, right? If your bank account only has money coming in, but it doesn't have money multiplying and going out, it's the Dead Sea. Your money just goes there to rot. It's a graveyard, right? So what do you have to do? You need to make sure that your money is making more money. How does your money make more money? All right, so here's a couple ways that your money can make more money, right? So the first way your money can make more money is yeah. Ways money makes babies. So you want your money to make babies. What are some ways that your money can make babies? So the first way your money can make babies is by investing, right? All right, and that's also the only way. No joke. So investing is literally the one and only way you can make more money. But invest in what? What the heck am I investing in? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. So now this is where we actually get to the multiple ways your money makes babies. So here's the other ways. So what you could do. What do I invest in? Stocks. Yep, that's a good one. Stocks. You. When you invest in yourself, you make more money. So that's the way your money can make more money, is investing in your brain, because that's the thing that you're going to keep for your whole life. Why? Because it's the only vehicle you have. So you should probably value your body more than money. You should probably value your time more than money, because those are the two things that if you're dead broke, don't go away ever. So your vehicle, you don't want to have your body driving like a Toyota Corolla. You want it to be a Lamborghini. You want to make sure you're eating the greatest foods. You want to make sure that you're feeding your body. That's an investment in energy. The reason you feel so sluggish is because you're eating all these carbs and other bad, unhealthy foods. So you need to do a lot of research on foods. And so what I've done personally to level up my energy is start fasting. The 1 meal a day has changed my energy levels forever. I'm not joking. I can't express enough how much energy I have when I fast, but I can say to do your own research and your own testing, because everybody's body is different. So it's going to affect you differently than it affects me. But overall, fasting has so many benefits. You should 100% do it. So I'll leave some links to some good fasting videos down below as well. But fasting is one way that you can level up you. So spend money on you, right? Good food, good self-care, good facial care, skin care. When you feel good, you look good. When you eat good, you look good. So when you think good, you produce and speak good. So the things you consume mentally is what you speak on the outside, right? Because we were called to be fruitful. What does a fruit do? It produces on the outside what it has on the inside. So you is a big one. You will never go wrong with investing in yourself. So stocks, it's risky, but it's definitely a skill set. It's only risky because everything that you invest in has a risk, even in yourself. There is no guarantees in this world, so don't be afraid of stocks just because it has a risk. All right, so what's the other things you can invest in? Okay, you can invest in assets. All right, so far we can invest in stocks, yourself, and assets. What are assets? Anything that makes you more than what it cost you, right? Anything that creates reoccurring revenue. So what are assets? Okay. Here's a couple assets. Tools, period. So, and here's the formula for assets so that way you know. It's mindset times skill set mindset times skill set. Hold up. Let me grab the last one because I had this written down. Like, no, it's notebook. It's not my notebook. It's my systems. So my life systems. Where is it at? There it is. It's right in my face. Toolset equals. Whoops. Assets. So mindset times skill set times tool set equals assets. So you can invest in stocks, you can invest in yourself, or you can invest in assets. Overall, what is assets? Mindset times skill set times tool set. So the better your tools are, the better your skills are, the better your minds are, right? Your mind overall, though, is the most important out of these three in the equation. Why is your mind the most important out of these three? Your mind is the most important because it controls your ability to even gain the other two in general. If you have a terrible mindset, you cannot obtain better skill sets or tool sets because your mind is blocking these. It's like, well, I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. I suck at this way. When you start saying, well, I can't, I struggle with this way, you won't be able to. So when you have a good mindset, now you move on to skill set. Now you need to start building your skill set and start doing the thing, right? So you build your skill set. Now, once you build your skill set, your tool sets become available to become assets. So once your skill of selling, your skill of talking to others, communication, marketing, letting things be known to other people, right? Building products, being creative and connecting seemingly unknowing things to each other, or building systems and being organized. Maybe you're a very clean person. You clean up your room a lot. That's a skill set in its own because you know how to organize a room. So now you could take that organization of a room and apply it to a document. Now you could take that organization of an Excel document and organize a business. People pay big money for their business to be organized. So that's called a system. And businesses are only as good as the systems they run on. The same way a Windows PC is only as good as the operating system it is built on. So skills that you think are useless are extremely useful. You just haven't connected them to the thing that will make you the most money. Why haven't you done that? Because you haven't even asked the question. You haven't thought about it. It's the hard work nobody ever does, which is thinking. And I'm not calling anyone dumb. I'm just being honest. There's so many things that I haven't thought about, and it's caused me to not solve those problems. But then when I thought about it, I always came to an answer. And the answer led to another problem. And the problem led to another solution. Because the problem is the solution, and the solution creates another problem. So that's something that's a little bit out there. Kind of, I want you to digest that. So I'm going to stop for a second and say it again. The law of polarity, right? Let's actually show you what the law of polarity is so you can get this cheat code. Law of polarity. Everything has an equal opposite, right? This is a scientific law. Well, WikiHow is probably not a good source for that scientific law, but at least believe the AI right here tells us that there is a duality in everything. You can't have a positive without a negative, an up without a down, a good without bad, dark without light, and okay. Dark without light. And at life's most basic, you can't have a positron without electron. So therefore, we focus our thinking on only one polarity. Why focus on the negative, the bad side? That's funny. The downright annoying when you can switch your thinking to the alternative. Might sound simplistic because it is. And I'm going to break down the rest of this. The reason it's so simplistic is because the truth is always simple. It's lies that are complicated. Truth. Simple. Lie. Complex. True, simple, lie, complex. We're going to speak like a little bit of Caveman and Caesar, Planet of the Apes right here. So, true, simple, lie, complex. And the reason I say all that is to lead back to assets. What are we trying to build off of assets? So, because we've unlocked, right? We've unlocked mindset. We've unlocked skill set, right? Now, our tool sets encompass all of this. All of these houses, these cars, these computers, these tools, all become tool sets we are able to use. We unlock them like new skills in a video game. We're literally unlocking the ability to make more money whenever you level up your mindset and your skill set, because your horizon that you can see, right? Say this is your mind right here. I'm going to put an M. This is your mind currently. When you level up your mindset, it goes like this. Now the amount of money increases with the radius of your mindset. So now you can make, say right here, you can make 1,000 per month. $1,000 per month, right? In this circle. And then let's say this circle gets bigger. You learn a couple new things that broaden your horizon. Now you can make 10,000 per month. And that's what happens when you broaden your mindset. Now you can unlock new skills. Plus 50. Plus 50 skills, right? Well, this was just plus 5. It was just plus 5 skills, right? It grows exponentially. It doesn't grow incrementally. So your mindset, whenever you grow that grows exponentially. The amount of money you can make explodes because you level up your mindset. You level up the overall skills that you can level up. And then the skills, right? Each skill adds on incrementally. but each skill that you add on combine into combo skills. Combo skills are what we call the Steve Jobs types of skills, the type of skills that reinvent the world, right? The iPhone and the computer did not have fonts because nobody who was a computer engineer took a calligraphy class. But because now he took that calligraphy class, he looked at the coders and the developers typing on his computer. He's like, that's ugly. Nah, we got to change that. And so what does he do? He's like, fonts. Pretend that spells fonts, because that is definitely the ugly font Steve Jobs saw. So that's the font he saw. He was like, what is that? He's like, we got to change that. That looks more like English, but it's still kind of ugly. So we got to keep improving that. So I'm going to make it open source. Everybody who's taking calligraphy, come on. I got a program now. I've already developed it. I've coded it. All you have to do is click the button and start drawing with your hand. And now you can create your own fonts. And then from there, you got all types of fonts. Times New Roman, Arial, Calibri, Calibri, however you pronounce that one. You know, you got a lot of different fonts. And that is what births evolution, right? It always comes out looking very jumbled at first, and then it gets more refined. So it's not perfect in the beginning, but you keep moving until you find something close to perfection. And then from there, you build something anew, right? So that is when tool sets, as well as skill sets and mindsets, all play a part in making assets. So Steve Jobs died a billionaire because of that, because he related two things that was seemingly unrelated and turned them into an asset, because he had the mindset to believe, he had the skill set to act, and he had the tool set to execute. So that way he had the right tools to do the thing. And tool set is not a determining factor out of this equation. It's a contributing factor. So I hope that explains how to really make your money make more money. Ways money makes babies: investing in what? Stocks, you, and assets. Assets are this. You could turn anything that you have at your disposal currently that's a tool and turn it into an asset if you have the mindset and the skill set, so that you already have the tools you need to make money. You just need the mind and the skills to allow it to make money, right? That's why professional gamers became a thing, because they had the skill set and the mindset, and they already had the tool, but they hadn't yet made it an asset. So that's why, right? And back to the original one, how to find your calling, what you like, what you are good at. And then the only reason people do anything is because they want to. And it's not just black and white. It's how much do you want to. If you want to lose weight, you've got to want to lose weight more than you want to eat junk food, or else you will continuously eat junk food over and over and over again. And how do you increase either one? Is you just do it. Just do it. Literally. Each time you do it, you add one more point. Oh, boom. Another point, another point, another point, another point, another point, another point. Okay, another point, another point. Eventually, it's just going to outshine. You eat junk food, and now the new bar is set, and now you are clearing junk food, and you're starting to lose weight. It just takes consistency and hard work and patience, right? So after you found your calling, understand that a bank account with no outflow is the Dead Sea, right? The reason the Dead Sea is the Dead Sea is because it only has an inlet and no outlet. And how do you add an outlet to your bank account? By investing in stocks, yourself, or assets. Assets are anything that is your mindset times skill set times tool set is an asset, and that will make you more money overall. All right, and that was what I got from $11,000 in paying for courses. And that's not even everything. That's just like tip of the iceberg stuff. So if there's any other questions, I know I answered that like with a 20-minute answer, but I wanted to make sure I didn't leave out anything so that way all of it would make sense. Because all of these, the truth is a singular point. So we're all trying to get to the root of the truth. Just so you know. So all of this is connected. And with that, is there any other questions? Mama Jones, you got any questions? I guess that answered. Thank you, Kobe. Welcome back. Welcome back, Ruben. All right. So I'm going to at everyone and wait like a good 5 minutes and then give y'all the cheat code as well. If there's no questions, I'm going to give y'all the cheat code to starting your business as fast as possible in just 2 days. Right. So let me go ahead. At everyone, I'm going over the bonus content in 5 minutes. All right. So we're going to count 5 minutes from now. Relax. All right. Whew. Make sure to tell your mom Happy Mother's Day if you haven't already. If you were sitting through this whole thing, just go ahead and get up and take a stretch. It's gonna be 5 minutes before I go ahead and start again. Thank you, Ruben. I know. I wasn't thinking you was talking about me. By the way, just for everybody need context, Ruben said Happy Mother's Day to my second mom, and he thought I was talking about me. I was talking about your mom. I was finna say, I'm saying, bro. All right, gotta get this back up. You just found the comments? Thank you for messaging. There goes my baby. Happy Mother's Day, Jade. Oh, you're requesting to speak? All right, you got a good 2 minutes and 58. I don't know why I didn't let you. Oh, because you raised your hand and I sent you the invite. I guess I dismiss it. All right. Now I gotta show off a little bit. My two girls are in here, and we're missing Mama J. And we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes before I go over the third piece of content. And let me see. Have you guys heard of this thing called text.com? Pretty fire. I forgot to tell you that, by the way. Thank you, Jade, for letting them know. I had to let her know. Thank you for the. He's still on that. Thank you for the black rice. I cooked that like last year. Yeah, bro. When I ate that black rice, it had me like that old dude from Ratatouille. I was having flashbacks in my childhood. It reminded me of that time my mom made like this salmon with like olives and cheese or something, and I'm still mad. She forgot the recipe. I was like, dang it. That was my favorite salmon I've ever eat. How? It was the very next day. She's like, I was just experimented. And I was like, dang it. All right, 5 minutes are up. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Whoever's not here, you'll probably watch this recording. So all right, so we talked about all this. We got the fonts and everything like that. So how do I start a business in 48 hours? All right, so this is how you, let me go ahead. How do I start? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're erasing all of that. I can't even tell you what that is, and then you look at it and not get confused. Eh. How do I start a business in 48 hours? Get this crab hitting. All right. So, how do you start a business in 48 hours? So, let's talk about what even is a business. Has anybody even thought about that? What is a business? It's a means of serving others in exchange for currency. Serving others in exchange for currency of any kind. When reality is actually a means of serving others in exchange for currency of the requested kind. So that's what a business is. A business based at its core principles is just serving others. Just serving others, right? What are we called to do? Okay, let's see. think somebody said this. Somebody really important. Somebody really, really, really important, right? Really said serve others. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Oh, okay. So even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Oh, okay. So this says this in Mark, Matthew. Oh, okay. There's nothing from selfish, but okay, it's everywhere in the Bible. Wait a second. Okay. Did God himself say it? Hold up. Okay. Well, he did say that no one can serve two masters, for either will hate one other and love the other, and or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Oh, okay. So that's pretty true. So just because you have a business does not mean you're serving God. Oh, okay. So that's a good way. So, oh, right here, Luke 4:8. And Jesus answered him, "It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you you serve." Okay, but there's more to that. Okay. But that wasn't the verse I was looking for. It was the golden rule of the gospel, but for some reason it won't find it, and it's in NKJV for some reason. I don't even know what version that is. Yeah, what the heck? But bottom line, a business is a means of serving others in exchange for a currency of any kind. What up, Tavi? So once again, then it goes back to the question. But how does that tell me how do I start a business in 48 hours? How do I do this? So first, right, you need to get your ask muscle stronger. And I did not say the one that you think and get your mind out of the gutter. ASK. We're going to erase that. And then we're going to go back. Your ask muscle. And we got to get this stronger. This looks so wrong. I'm not even I'm not drawing a bicep ever again. We're editing that out. Oh my gosh. We're gonna roll with it. You gotta get your ask muscle up. So what is that? What the heck is an ask muscle? Okay, so here, I got a challenge for you. So I'm actually just gonna tell you this. So the challenge is to go into a coffee shop, go into a movie theater, wherever you go to order food, ask for a 10% discount after you about to pay, right? So for instance, I go to Starbucks and I go and say, I want a caramel frappuccino, 1 pump of liquid cane sugar, and whatever else they order. And then after that, they go, is that all? I go, can I have 10% off? And I don't say anything else. I let them respond. Can I have 10% off? And if they ask, they'll probably go, well, for what? Just because. Can I have 10% off? And if they say no, which they should, sorry, sir, no, then you've completed the challenge. The point of the challenge is to get enough rejection so that way no longer stops you from getting your yes. Because there is a law that states that It's the average of sales. It's something like that. It's the average of something. But when you ask multiple times and you just keep asking, you get no, 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 no. After a certain amount of rejections, you have an average number of people you have to get a no from before you get a yes. And so this number is very different from each person, right? So for instance, my average could be like 30 no's before I get one yes. Your average can be like 5 no's before you get a yes. But you have to get the no's because no's are steps to getting that yes. And so this gets you stronger. This is how you get in the gym. The verbal gym, right? You're getting in the gym to get stronger so that way you can go ahead and build that muscle up. Why are you building up your ask muscle? Because you need to level up your ability to ask somebody and give somebody an offer. So there's no way you're going to start a business without asking for somebody to buy. You can't. You're just not going to. Or, once again, what you lack in skill, you can make up in leverage. So if you're weak in that area, find somebody who's strong in that area and also believes in what you have. So that way, when they sell it, you can hear their conviction. People smell conviction from a mile away. The same way they smell somebody who doesn't have confidence in what they're talking about from a mile away. Like we built up a sense of smelling BS. It's like a BS alarm goes off in our mind. Like this guy's about to scam me mad hard. So that's why you go into the coffee shop and do that challenge. Do it wherever you order food and you know, or you feel like you know that they're not going to give you that extra. What I do at the movies, for instance, Jake could vouch for me on this. I literally, like every time we go to the movies now, I ask for an extra scoop of popcorn and I'll do it right in front of them. Like I'll literally grab the bag of popcorn after they filled it up, shake it, and then ask for another scoop. So that way it shakes down the popcorn to where it's leveled. And then I want them to put another scoop so it looks like the picture they're advertising, you know? And so far I ain't miss. They're like, oh, okay, I will. I'm like, okay, hey, I ain't gonna complain about an extra scoop of popcorn, you know? Poppy Chulo, Poppy E make fun of me for like 10 kernels. I'm like, well, hey, I got 10 kernels more. And you could have asked too. Hey, you could have asked. But, you know, do it wherever you go and get that muscle stronger. So that way you can lead down into your offer. What the heck are you offering? Okay, so how do I make an offer in under 48 hours? This is the hard part. Where is it? So how you make an offer in 48 hours, right, is that you need to make sure that you just ask somebody, what do they want? Hey, what's your day like? Are you struggling? Like, is there anything that you're having a problem with? Like, how's your day been? Oh, it's been pretty good. You know, I actually struggled with this earlier today, but you know, everything went well. Oh, why did you struggle with that? Well, I struggled with it because I was just lacking time and I just couldn't do this. And I was lacking a lot of energy. Oh, you were lacking energy? I have actually I take these supplements and I do this exercise in the morning that boosts my energy throughout the whole day. Would you mind trying it out? Would you want to try it out? Yeah, I'm down to try it out. Okay. Well, you could try it out if you pay $50. You know, I could actually offer it to you for $50. And then that way I give you the whole thing for lifetime. Or I'll let you try it out one day and then it's my product. So I actually built it. So there you go. You know, you just want to offer people. It doesn't even have to be a good sales tactic. I pitched it that way. So that way you can know how trash of a sales tactic and salesman you can be. But if you have a problem that somebody's starving to solve, it doesn't matter. They just want the outcome. People only buy because the outcome is worth more than the money they're spending. That's it. They buy outcomes. They buy transformations. They do not buy commodities. They don't buy commodities. I can't name a single time I've bought a commodity. Really. Right? And when I say commodity, what do I mean? Commodity is anything that can be, I can price check and see what's the lowest price and check what's the bang for my buck. So the second I find the thing that's bang for my buck, I found something that is not a commodity, and I found something that is the market leader for me. So I wanted RGB light strips. So I looked online, found the cheapest ones that did the thing I wanted it to do. So I found the one that gave me the outcome that I wanted for the lowest price. And that's it. People want outcomes. They don't want your product. They don't want anything else. They just want to solve their problems. So you need to make an offer. And how do you make an offer? You ask. You ask people questions. Be concerned about them. Figure out what their problems are. Find some people who have a lot of money and solve their problem, right? So once you've asked them and identified their problem, then you can solve it and then you can offer it to them. Sales is not scamming people. It's giving people an opportunity to improve their lives. Reframe that. The reason you suck at sales is because you suck at buying. You're the type of person that the second a salesman comes up to you, let me check the price on that. Nope. I'm skeptical. I don't think it works. That's the same reason you suck at sales. Why? Because you produce on the outside what you are on the inside. So if you're a bad buyer on the inside, how are you going to sell on the outside? You're just going to attract the same type of people. They're going to be just as skeptical as you are. You want to work with those type of people? Do you want to work with you? I didn't want to work with me when I was skeptical and price and fact checking everybody and every little thing. I didn't want to. That was the most annoying people to sell. I'm sorry, me. Past me, you were annoying as I don't know what. Because I could not stand selling to you. Everything I would say, you would come up with a million reasons why it wouldn't work versus seeing the reason it would and then doing that. So now that you have an offer, how do you make your offer irresistible? So good, it's stupid to say no. So this is how you do it, right? Dream outcome times received likelihood of success over time delay. Pay attention to this one. This is the one that actually made me $1,000. This is the one. I only use this. The other stuff puts this on crack. So this right here is going to get the money in. Everything else will put this on crack. So time delay times effort and sacrifice. So this is actually a fraction equals value. So how do I start a business in 48 hours? What is a business? It's a means of serving others in exchange for currency of any kind that you request. Then, okay, but that doesn't answer that. So how do I get it started in 48 hours? You first have to develop an ask muscle. Then once you develop that, you can start making your offer by asking people what are their problems. Then from there, solve the problem that you find that you can solve. And then from there, make them an offer. And then how do you make an offer that's so good it's stupid to say no? You give them value, right? People will only buy if the offer is worth more than the money they're spending on it. So what does it mean to worth more? It means it has more value than the dollars they're spending on it. So when value, right? And money. So let's say these two lines, right? We're going to start with green. Money. Value. So as long as the value is higher than the money they're spending, they will buy. If the money they're spending is above the value, they will not buy. So that is the only reason people spend money on anything, period. So understanding that, then it's like, what is value? Value is the dream outcome, meaning you will get this transformation in this amount of time delay. And I've done this with thousands of people that perceive likelihood of success, and I'll do it for you. Effort and sacrifice. They don't have to do anything. So what you want to do is get these bottom numbers closest to 0. If you have 0 down here, you have infinite value. The closer you are to 0, the more valuable your product is, period. These numbers, you want to get as high as possible. You want to get it as high as humanly possible. So, bottom number, you wanted to get the 0. Top number, you want to get as high as possible. And that is how you create value. That is the goals of these two halves of this equation. That's value. And there are value boosters, and I'll go over that another time, but I will also reference where I got it from in the description. Alex Hormozi fans, you know exactly where this is from. So this is your offer. You start with this, you offer it to people, and then you ask people, would you like to buy? You pre-sell it to them. The same way you buy in pre-orders for every other brand, you pre-order it. So that way, once people buy, once you ask for a offer it to them. So that way, pre-order. You do not need to have the product made at all. Just collect the money so that way the money pays for the product. Now, this is an infinite money glitch. You no longer needed money to start a business. Pre-orders eliminate. No more money spent on starting a business. You just start out the gates with money to build your business because people love the idea so much that they're jumping up and down like, oh my gosh, I would love if you did that. I would love if you did that. That's the reaction you want people to have to your solution. And if they don't have that, they're not hungry. They're not starving. So in the case that you're trying to check if the problem you're solving is even worth trying and you have nobody to ask, here, come here. Perplexity AI. I'll drop that also in the description. Perplexity AI. Then you go to it and ask, right? But actually, I've already done this. So I actually do it with mine. So that way you can just see it. Get the exact one that I typed. Let's see. Right here. So I asked it. I'm making a solution I came up with, making a community for lonely entrepreneurs who can pay $100 a month and watch YouTube. So I'm looking for market info and I need these 4 stats. Pain. So pain and what the pain means. Is the market in a lot of pain? Do they desperately want the problem solved? Purchasing power. Can they afford the price of 1K per year or $100 per month? Easy to find. Are they easy to find and contact? Growing. Is the market of entrepreneurs growing? I need a rating 1 through 10, why and how for the 4 stats I requested. And then right here, it gives me an answer on the solution I came up with or that I wanted it to find. Based on the search results provided, which it gives you the exact sources it pulled this information from, just like, unlike ChatGPT. So right here, pain, 7 out of 10. Many entrepreneurs, especially those driven by faith, face significant challenges such as isolation, fear, and mental health issues. Okay, so those are the 3 pain points of them. The search results highlight the need for community support and guidance to overcome these challenges. All right, we'll go to purchasing power, 6 out of 10. While the $100 per month or $1,000 per year fee may be affordable for some, it can be a barrier for others. Okay, so now I know it's priced too high for them, so the purchasing power is 6 out of 10. We don't want a 6 out of 10. We don't really want anything under 7. I'm being real with you. You could still work with it. Don't get me wrong. This isn't like the definite end all be all, but you don't want anything under 7 out of 10, ideally. So once you then find this and you find a growing market that's above 7 out of 10 with the AI, then it'll summarize it for you. All right, pain 7 out of 10. Entrepreneurs face significant challenges. Then you can test another solution. So I tested it. I wanted to make a video editing service for educational YouTubers where I would edit, repurpose, and schedule for them for $1,000 per month. Can you rate this idea like you did above? I'm talking to it like a human. And so it gave me 9 out of 10. They are in a lot of pain. And I know this because I'm making a video right now. It is definitely painful in the post. It is not painful in the creation. I'm not going to lie to you. So they talk about it. They're paying, efficiently manage their social media presence, purchasing power, tells me that educational YouTubers, especially those with significant following, may have the budget to invest in editing services. Okay. However, smaller channels or those in the early stages of YouTube journey might find the fee prohibitive. So it gives you that info too. So right here, I can skip the other 2, but now you know how to find a market. You need to look for these 4 things. Is it in a lot of pain? Do they have the power to purchase? Is it easy to find? And is the market growing or dying? If the market is dying, do not get into it at all. You will never create a tsunami out of a splash in a puddle. Again, you will never create a tsunami out of a splash in a puddle. What is a tsunami in this case? The amount of money you can make. You won't make that in a puddle. So that is how you find the market if you have nobody else to ask. But if you do, friends and family, which everyone came from someone on earth, and sometimes you're in an unfortunate position where maybe your family sucks. I don't know your situation, but social media comes to save the day because it is a tool to be used, not a tool to be amused. What does amuse mean? Okay. So, amuse. Amuse, right? Muse means to think. When put behind words, normally means anti. So when you get amuse, it means against thinking. So what are amusement parks? Parks that are against thinking parks. Amusement parks. When you're looking to be amused on social media, it's against thinking. It gets you to stop thinking. You're stopping to do the one thing in your life that can free you forever. So the more you amuse yourself, the results are never amusing. So I just wanted to give you that as well. And going back full circle, this is how you start a business in 48 hours. Ask from family and friends, right? then about problems they have. And then after you figure out problems they have, you go on to solve it. Solve the problem. And you don't have to literally, it's funny enough, you actually, once you solve the problem, you don't have to build the problem. Just solve it mentally first. Test it for yourself maybe 1 or 2 times. Go ahead and offer it to them. Hey, remember that thing you told me that you're struggling with? Yeah, you told me that you were struggling with dicing tomatoes for a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, I made a vegetable dicer. All you have to do is put the tomato in the box, close the lid, and it'll dice your tomato for you. Do you know anybody that would like to buy this for $20? When you ask like that, you're not putting the pressure on them to buy it. But if they're interested, they're going to raise their hand and be like, I know I want to buy it. That's the response. And so that way you're not putting pressure on people. It's a no pressure sales way and sales tactic that you can use. Just ask people, hey, do you know anybody that would like to come to this event? Do you know anybody that would like to buy this thing that I have, this solution that I have? You already know they want to buy it because it's their problem. But you're asking because it gets you referral in addition to the sale. So now you just doubled what you were initially going to get, or you have a chance to double. But if you don't ask, hey, do you have a friend? You don't have a chance to double, triple, quadruple, 10x. You don't know. Somebody knows somebody. But you got to just ask. So it all starts, once again, with this ask muzzle. And then from there, pre-order, pre-sale, pre-order. So that way, the money you make off of this, you can pay other people to get the solution done for you. You don't even have to do the work. You don't even have to do the work. Just charge high enough to where you're charging as high as you possibly can while keeping the value well above it. And the way I like to price things is I would highly suggest 10 to 20% charge 10 or 20% of the value. That's why I like to price things. It makes it so stupid, makes it so good, so stupid to say no. So I charge 10 to 20% of the value, right? The perceived likelihood of success is just means that you remove all risk for them paying for it. And that's it. That is how you start a business in 48 hours. We talked about how to find your calling, why people do anything, ways to make money makes babies, right? We talked about relating seemingly unrelated things to each other to create a brand new thing. And then we talked about this. And that is everything. All right. So for the people who wanted to scale their business, I'll do a separate one for you guys maybe another time. Especially if this video gets like 100 likes, then I'll definitely do it for sure. So from there, everyone who's here right now, any questions? I'll give y'all good 3 minutes to get some questions. Think of it. Also, once again, this is recorded on Mother's Day. So if you're a mother and you're watching this later, happy Mother's Day. I see you typing, so I'll wait until you finish, so you don't have to rush your. You can rewatch this on YouTube. It'll be up on YouTube. I'm probably just gonna post this raw, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna post this raw, so y'all can just watch this, and then after that, I'm just gonna repurpose it from there, so that way. But go on YouTube, and I'll actually throw my YouTube channel in the chat, so that way you can, or you can just click on my profile as well and go to my YouTube channel there. But it is at https:/youtube.com/@motivatemalik. And it will be uploaded tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. I see you getting accustomed to Discord too. I might talk about how to actually make some money off of Discord without having to pay for anything as well. So if you wanted to start a community or anything, depends on what people really want. That's all I do. I just talk about things that people actually want to have solved. So all right, that's the 3 minutes. All right, so for those of you who are here live, who were here live, thank you so much for making this possible. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you for so much. Just for giving me the most valuable thing you have on the planet, which is your time. And I hope that you value it more than anything else after watching this. I hope that you value your body, your temple a lot. And I hope that you value your time more than you value the hours you work on your job, because your time can make you infinitely more money than what anybody else can pay you on a 9 to 5. I just wanted to put that out there, and I'll talk about, actually, time is a good thing to talk about too, how to compress it and other things, because if you control time, then you control a lot of things in your life, pretty much everything. So I'm gonna leave you all with this. So wise man once told me that, you know if he's going to retire soon and he has 20 vacations planned out, right, and he's taking a vacation a year, it's not that he has 20 vacations over a year. He only has 20 vacations left. So if you want to live your life and you only want 20 vacations left of your life, keep valuing money over time. But if you want to increase the amount of vacations you have in your life, period, value your time way above money. And anything that saves you time is worth more than the money. Telling you. So I'll leave y'all with that. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. God bless.